Good evening again, everyone. We're going to actually go into the elected officials' reports and acknowledgement. I see the city council member, Chris Banks, is here. You could come before us. And then following him, Jennifer Vasquez from the Public Advocate's Office.
Good night, everyone. Happy Women's History Month to all the women in the house. Give the women a round of applause. First of all, I'll be remiss if I didn't recognize the loss of a dear community leader, Annabelle Diaz. Let's give her a round of applause and pay some respect to her. A fearsome leader for Boulevard houses, Linden houses, Penn Workman houses. Those of us who knew Annabelle Diaz, we knew we lost somebody big that represented East New York wherever she went, and we definitely gonna have to fill those shoes. So I have no doubt that Annabelle was about collaborating and building with people, and I have no doubt that we definitely gonna make her proud as she looks down on us. Also, too, guys, let me let you know that my office, we've been having conversations and working with the local community board, block associations, and a host of organizations to have a response, obviously against the, the lien sale list that just came out. And we've been coordinating, so we're working to put together something. We're working with the Department of Finance, NHS of Brooklyn, and we're going to have a host of activities and events around that to get the word out, so members or folks who are on that list can get the proper information about where they need to go and the support they can get. We are about protecting and preserving our community, and we've said this from day in and day out, that we need to protect our properties. We need to provide those resources so we can undergo those folks who are lacking that information. So we want to make sure that, guys, that we're on the same page with a host of the organizations that are doing that, the CLT, East New York Nehemiah Homeowner Association. So just want to let you know that we're working on some tentative dates that will be coming out. So please pay attention to that. Also, too, we had an amazing non-for-profit conference this past Saturday where we pulled together close to 40 organizations here in the 42nd Council District. And this is something that, to me, is the first time in the history of the 42nd Council District where you have organizations talking to each other, having deep conversations about what it is to build a non-for-profit, talk about capacity, things of that nature. It's important when our CBOs are empowered and when they're able to go into our communities and provide a real service to help sustain and invest and preserve our communities. We believe that's is extremely important. So that's the reason why we're paying so much attention to our local CBOs, and we're investing in them, not just giving them discretionary monies, but showing them how you sustain and build a non-for-profit that's going to last for years to come to preserve and protect our community. So we're looking forward to doing another one of those conferences coming up, and stay tuned for that. Also, too, we had an amazing day in the New York City Council. I was able to pass two bills today, Reso 730 and 731. These particular bills will preserve and protect public housing, particularly the RAD PAC converted developments. I have 12 NYCHA developments in my district. 4 of those developments have been privatized. And what we're saying is that any future developments across the city that is going to be privatized, that the residents there should be a formal voting process where the residents can weigh in and say which direction they want to go. And currently that doesn't exist. And with the aggressive behavior that's coming from the administration, from public housing, we know there's been close to 82,000 developments that have been converted already, and there's another 62,000 that is slated to be converted over to the RAD PAC program. And what we're saying again is also, too, we're calling for a moratorium. We're saying put a pause on any more privatization of these developments, because we can't continue to fund these, how can I say, these get-rich schemes, where you have these developers that come in, they take over the developments, they tell you we're going to save your life and fix your apartment up, and the monies that they're using, it's inferior materials we're getting from the monies we're getting. We're talking about a 3-week rehab, and next thing you know, a week later, the bathroom's falling apart. They say they're doing a full degree of plumbing or brand new pipes. There's still leaks in the apartments. So we're saying we need to put an end to this get-rich scheme and support our NYCHA residents, preserve traditional Section 9, and end this get-rich scheme. So we're looking forward, guys, to these 2 resolutions, which are clear instructions to the New York State Legislature to pass this so it can become law. So we're going to be working with our state, local electeds to hopefully get this legislation done on the state level. And also, too, guys, we stood this week on the steps of City Hall with a host of organizations. Right now, there's an attack on these supplemental cleaning organizations like ACE. With your taxpayers' monies, I was able to invest in an organization called ACE and CEO, and these are organizations that basically help clean the community. And the reason why we did that is because we've gotten a host of complaints from residents in the community, and they're saying, you know, we want to be responsive, or a little more quicker when it comes to complaints that are coming in as far as sanitation. So we said that if we invest in these particular organizations, as soon as we get a call into the office, we can deploy them to go fix whatever the situation may be. Most of the times it's sweeping up the streets or sweeping up in front of a house. So we want to make sure, guys, that we protect these organizations. Right now they're under assault by this administration, and we're telling the mayor, under this containerization program that they're putting for, that they should have had the foresight, they should have had the wisdom to support these organizations and not have to lean on the city council. So this is another fight we're having, but we're committed to protecting these organizations and making sure that we undergird them and we continue to support them so they can keep our communities clean and we can save those jobs, because a lot of those jobs are men who were formerly incarcerated or justice involved, and we want to make sure that we continue to protect their livelihoods. And to me, it comes off as a true investment in our community. Also, guys, I want to just bring to light, there was a DOI investigation that was done by the Department of Investigations, and basically it exposed New York City Public Housing Authority for the senior program. And you probably a year ago, last year in the budget, we fought to get $6.8 million to protect the senior program, the senior security program in 55 NYCHA developments throughout the city. 2 of those developments are in our district, Vandalia Houses and Rosetta Gatson Senior Development. So we want to make sure, guys, that with this particular report that came out, it exposed some of the inefficiencies. It exposed the fact that you had security guards who were basically falsifying timesheets and saying that they were in the buildings when they're not. So to me, this again shows the lack of transparency that NYCHA is showing, and this attack on public housing, where they look at public housing where they just want to milk and milk and milk and milk. So we're going to be holding an oversight hearing over this particular memo that came out, or investigation, or that was released by DOI, and we're looking forward to holding NYCHA accountable on that. And last but least, guys, we want to let you know that we are fighting for our paraprofessionals. We want to put some respect on their paycheck. Paraprofessionals are the most underpaid city workers in New York City. And we're saying that these are the folks that wake up every morning, day in and day out, to go to work, and we should put some respect on their paychecks. So I had a meeting with a group of paraprofessionals from the district, and we're going to be organizing. We're working with UFT, a host of other unions, to make sure that they put some respect on these work on the paraprofessionals checks. So guys, again, we want to make sure, guys, that you are updated with some of the things we're doing in the office. Again, feel free to reach out. Any issues or concerns you may have, we're here to assist you. And let me give a shout out to my Deputy Chief of Staff, Kyle, and the great work that he's doing to assist. And the last thing, we got a host of, obviously we got a host of community board applications for District 40, for District 42 Community Board 5, and all the other community boards that we represent. We're taking everybody in consideration. I'm happy to see such a large interest and wanted to serve on the community board, but it's only but so much slots that are available. So we will be looking to work with those folks who are interested with still possibly serving on the community board, but serving in maybe a different capacity to serve the 42nd Council District. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. Representing the public advocate, Jennifer Vasquez. Jennifer Vasquez, representing the public advocate. Okay. David Burgos from the Borough President's Office. Renault.
Good evening, everyone. As you know, I'm David Bergoa. I'm with the Office of the Brooklyn Borough President, Antonio Reynoso. First acknowledgement I want to make today, happy Ramadan for those celebrated. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple of events that are happening. The first one, we have our Brooklyn 2025 State of the Borough. I left this flyer. It's going to be on Thursday, April 10th. Please join VP Reynoso for his annual State of the Borough address. It's going to be the Boys and Girls High School. Doors open at 6. Program begins at 7. Now, I'm going to do some recap. Last October, BP Reynoso presented a D-Theft prevention workshop at Medgar Evers College. Yesterday, we hosted another one in Restoration Plaza. Brooklyn homeowners have been hit hard by D-Theft schemes, especially in predominantly black and brown neighborhoods, as you all are very aware. The workshop provided information on ways homeowners can protect themselves from D-Theft schemes and discover the importance of estate planning. Now, regarding estate planning, we're going to have 2 workshops. There's going to be a part 1 and a part 2. I left the flyer in the back. It looks like this. And I also left how to avoid to be on the lien sale, because this is how people find out if you're a target to be to steal your deed, your property. So I will take one of these as well. Lastly, we are going to have a city bar. We're going to have an event with the City Bar Justice Center. It's going to be sometime in May. We don't have a flyer for that yet. If you want to know more about it, I'm happy to talk to you separately. I'll get your information. I'll put you on a list, and once we have a flyer and a date, I will be happy to share that with you. Some other important flyers, as I'm running out of time, we have this one for constituent services. We have free tax preparation, and we do have free risk prevention. So I left all of this information in the back, but if you have any specific questions, feel free to see me. I'll be on the side. Now, one last update I got from the office regarding the lift, the elevator here. The lift, not necessarily the elevator, the lift. We're following with NYPD. Right now it is in NYPD's hands. This is not a funding issue. This is an NYPD issue. We're following up with them on a weekly basis. Once we have an update, I'll be able to share more. Right now, that's all I can say about that. But I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Tori from City Councilwoman Sandy Nurse's office.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Samori Toure. I'm Councilmember Nurse's Chief of Staff. And Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who's celebrating Ramadan today. So I have a few announcements. Councilmember Nurse sends her regards. Right now, she's at City Hall for the Bangladeshi Independence Day. She wishes that she was here. She sends her regards. A few flags that we have, as you all may know, it's been mentioned a few times in this conversation thus far. The tax lien sale is looming for May. And over the past few weeks, we've been in partnership independently and with the East New York Community Land Trust, organizing community outreach events, making sure that people are aware, thank you, making sure that people are aware of what's going on and the steps that they can take to alleviate their tax liens on their homes. We don't want anyone to lose their homes. You know, I'm a proponent of Black and brown people keeping their homes. I'm a landlord myself, so I recognize that keeping this wealth and keeping this in the family is very important. Secondly, we're partnering with the Department of Finance as well for 2 outreach events coming up on Tuesday, April 15th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Arlington Library in Cypress Hills, and Tuesday, May 6th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Washington Urban Library. If you need any information on the tax lien outreach events, you can reach out to our office and we can give you more information on that. And our office is right up the block at 56 Pennsylvania Avenue. And I see Dom here. What's up, Dom? Dom is our community organizer. Next week is the Get Out the Vote week for participatory budgeting in New York City. As you all know, each district has been allotted $1 million that is chosen by the community and voted by the community for projects that are important and voted on by the community. So next week is the beginning of the vote week. And last year we came in second place with 10,000 votes. We want to come in first place this year with 11,000. And so we just need everyone to come out to the different vote sites in the district, put your votes in, and then let's get to first place. Lastly, we have every first Thursday of the month, we have a legal clinic at our office. Call our office and you can reach out and schedule an appointment for a legal clinic. And this Friday and next Friday are our last 2 tax preps in the district as well. So if you want to schedule an appointment for a tax prep, you can schedule an appointment with our office. We're trying to accommodate walk-ins, but it's been so crowded, so we just want to make sure everyone is given the time. So reach out to our office and get your taxes done as well. And I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Kim Gill, representing Nikki Lucas' office, Senator Nikki Lucas.
Good evening, neighbors. Thank you for having us. I am Kim Gill, and I'm with the Office of Assemblywoman Nikki Lucas. Thank you for having us today. Unfortunately, the Assemblywoman couldn't be here tonight because she's in Albany in session. She's working hard on the executive budget to ensure that vital funds reach our community and making sure that our initiatives and community programs get everything they need to make us a better East New York. Firstly, I want to say happy International Women's Day to the women in the room. You are beautiful, you're resilient. And to the young girls, I say this all the time, girls with dreams become women with vision, and women with vision become warriors leading to victory. So remember that whatever you do, whatever you want to achieve in life, just carry that with you and you'll do great. We want to shout out some of our nonprofits that came with us here in Albany last week. We had Mila's, we had the Youth Aviators, we also had the, I'm sorry, I tend to get a little nervous, but yeah. We had Mila's, the Young Airmen's Association, and American Youth Aviators. We had our United States Freemen Project. And we also had the Campaign Against Hunger. They came with us to Albany, and they always give back to this community. You always see them out there just working with our youth and our seniors, making sure they have everything we need. And in terms of Mila, we're working with them every month. For the first Monday of every month, we're going to have a food pantry at our office at 425 New Lots Avenue, making sure that our food insecurity needs are met. so that everyone in the community have food. Make sure that if you know any seniors or any families that are struggling to get access to food, come to our office on Monday, April 7th, and we'll have it while supplies last. This will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So just come by our office and get what you need, and we'll take care of you. And we also have our hat pageant coming up on April 17th. It's going to be on a Thursday. It will be from 12 to 6 p.m. We want to make sure that you guys have your seniors here. This is one of our biggest senior events. I'm sorry, is the microphone going out? Okay.
Taniqua Strong from Senator Roxanne Prasad's office. Then following her will be Mr. Pierre Giddin from the mayor's office. Mr. Giddin, are you still here? Okay.
Well, good evening, all. My name is Taniqua Strong. I'm the Chief of Staff for no other than State Senator Roxanne J. Prasad. And one of the things I want to say is we know those of you all that are in the room, you know the work that Senator Prasad does for the community. And we know that Senator Prasad is passionate about the constituents that she serves. And definitely it was an honor today to meet with Brother Paul and some of the coalition regarding the flipping homes challenge that's happening within our community. And some who didn't even respond once Senator Prasad sent her email. But we do thank you for individuals such as Brother Paul and his coalition that came to share about their concerns rather than putting Senator Prasad on blast. So we want to go about our upcoming events that we have. We have on April the 12th, we have Senator Prasad annual Easter egg hunt, which will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right at Canarsie Park. Also, we have our NYCHA free civil legal services, which will be on Thursday, April 17th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have a few slots available for our in-person tax prep services on Sunday, April 6th, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. If you have any questions, if you would like to call our office number is 718-649-7653. And our email address is Prasad, P-E-R-S-A-U-D, @nysenate.gov. Thank you.
Thank you. From the mayor's office, Mr. Giddin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pierre Gideon, Bar Doctor out of Mayor's Community Affairs Unit. First of all, happy Women's History Month to all the women here and all the great work that you guys do in our lives. Happy Ramadan as well, too, for everyone who's celebrating. One of the first things I want to bring up is the tax lien. I know a lot of people have been bringing it up. I have been working with the district manager, sent her the list as well, too, of like people specifically in this community board catchment, so you'll be able to see everyone who's actually on that tax lien. And also I also sent a website where you'll be able to actually look up the address and also see how much the person owes, and what can be done about it. One thing I'll say too is that, I do know that a lot of people are working on this. I know we were talking a lot about it, but may I ask one question? How many of you have ever been in a political campaign of sort? Anybody have ever worked on a campaign? You had to do door knocking, right? You had to do phone banking, you had to call. We have the list. Take it like a political campaign. Get the numbers, you have the list, you have the addresses, door knock, call people. That's how you're gonna get these people, to know what's going on. And as well too, today, I spoke to the Department of Finance, some of the heads of the Department of Finance. They say, some of the no money down payment, some of the payment plans are still available for people, to take advantage of it. So I would suggest we talk, but we also go out there and knock on people's door and call. That's how we're gonna get their attention. In addition to that too, the mayor has an every block count initiative that they've been doing. And in the 73rd precinct, we've been working with them, and we've been seeing a lot of positivity when we bring a lot of people in that area, and we actually clean up the area, we do changes, crime has been going down. So something is working with that, so we're gonna try to do a bit more of that. I have plenty of other things, but I know my time is running out, so I'll come back again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jessica Franco, representing Senator Julius Salazar, and then that would conclude the elected officials.
Good evening, everyone. As always, it is such a pleasure to be here with you all. And I wish that we had a big mirror there so that you can see yourselves here and how the room is full and the energy is felt in this space. So I'm going to be brief because I have a very long list. So first of all, every first Tuesday of the month, we offer turn-in support services. I want to give a special plug to the housing. So there's housing available. The units are going as low as $577 for a one-bedroom and $680 for a two-bedroom over at the Atlantic Chestnut Phase 2 here at 254 Euclid Avenue. Please apply through the Housing Connect. We also are offering free tax prep this upcoming Sunday, March 30th and April 13th from 12 to 4 at our office, 212 Evergreen, Brooklyn, New York. I'm happy to give you our phone number, which is 718-573-1126. My email is jfranco@nysenate.gov. I left some brochures in case you're interested on learning how to apply for New York State grants. In addition, happy Women's History Month. It is a huge deal. Give it up for you all. I also want to share that just yesterday is a reminder that we're still behind on wage, right? We know that yesterday marked the Equal Pay Day. For every $83 that our male for every dollar that our male counterparts are making, we are making 87 cents. We must continue to push and make progress, right? So what that means is we need to strengthen salary transparency laws, bolster child care, and guarantee fair pay for all care workers. Lastly, again, I'm here asking you all to please get involved in the basement legalization bill that is S2507 and A597 in the Assembly, so that we can ensure that East New York is included in the basement legalization program. Why? Because where did it all start? Here in East New York, and it's completely unfair to remove East New York out of that pilot program. Again, please support the End Toxic Home Flipping Act as well as the cease and desist. Let me remind you that it's about to expire on November 1st. So if you know a homeowner, make sure that they are registered. What this list does is that, what this protection does is that it allows, very quickly, it allows 10 seconds, thank you, to register in a no solicitation. This protection is going to expire. If we don't use it, we're going to lose it, right? So we need to make sure that we get people signed up. It's very simple, and then the back we have homeowner complaint forms for any homeowner who wants to file a complaint. Thank you.
And Ms. Jessica Franco will meet you after the meeting so that this way that you can get the information and sign up, okay? Ms. Renee Trotman from Ms. Latrice Walker.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to quickly run through this. So I hope you guys all made your appointments for your real IDs. As you know, they're going into effect on May 7th. If you don't have a star, if you don't have the flag, you're not going to be able to use your state issue ID to get on an airplane to fly domestically or even to get into federal buildings unless you have a passport. So please make your appointments for that. Bill A597 in the Assembly, I checked before coming. She is signed on. So she heard you all, and currently she's up in Albany. That's why she's not here at this meeting. We do have free tax prep in our office all the way through April 15th, Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're at 400 Rockaway Avenue, second floor, ring the top bell. BCCC, which is at 69 Belmont, has 3 free cohorts of classes, free training. You're getting paid for that. That's culinary training, bakery training, and a maintenance training program varying between 16 and 24 weeks. Our third Saturday advisory board meeting is every third Saturday. On this one in April, it's going to be followed by the annual Easter parade and Easter egg hunt. And lastly, April is National Minority Health Month. So every single week, we're going to be doing various conversations on social media about your health. Did you know that 60% of black women over the age of 20 are living with some sort of cardiovascular disease? Yes, so we're going to be discussing that on Thursday, April 3rd, 6 p.m., heart disease and stroke. The rest of the topics will be maternal health, breast cancer, prostate cancer. We're going to cover STDs at the end of the month. So please tune in for that and take your health seriously. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are going to go into our presentations. We have the Department of Sanitation, Ms. Teresa Cunningham, and then afterwards we'll go right into the Department of Parks, their presentation.
Hello guys, hi everyone. It's good to see you guys. I'm gonna be super brief because I know we're pressed for time, but I just wanted to remind everybody about composting. It is mandatory now and it is going to be starting, ticketing enforcement is gonna be starting next week. Next week, April 1st. So I left flyers in the back. The board also printed flyers, made a little packet for you guys. So it has also the information of what goes into your compost containers. So I also left decals in the back because not only can you use the brown bins from the city, but you also can use any bin with a securely fit lid. Any bin, as long as it's under 55 gallons, as long as you have a compost decal on it, okay? So, and just again, with that as a reminder also, all of your trash should be in a bin at this point, okay? It came out since last year, but just as a reminder, we wanna make sure that we're putting our garbage in containers. We do have the New York City official bins that are available. Again, flyers are in the back, but you don't have to use them until June of next year, okay? So you can use any bin for now as long as it's less than 55 gallons with a tightly fitting lid until June of next year, okay? And that's it. If you have like specific questions, if there's a general question really quick, I can answer. If not, I'll be on the side if there's, yes.
So we have Board Member Ro Johnson, and we acknowledge Jessica Franco, and that's it. Sorry. For the sake of time,
I'll be there if they need to talk to me.
For the sake of time, you can speak to Ms. Cunningham in the back, but Board Member Rowe and Board Member Jessica Franco.
Yes. Yes, short answer is yes. I can follow up you if there's specific location, okay?
Board Member Franco.
Like I said, I'll follow up with you if it's not happening. It's supposed to be happening now. So we'll make sure that that's happening.
Yeah, so the New York City Council passed a bill to ensure that homeowners within a certain income bracket could get a free trash bin. When is that going to take into effect?
It hasn't.
Wait, I'm sorry. And will they get a refund if they've already purchased it?
Right now it's still being reviewed. The mayor hasn't signed it yet, so we should have more information forthcoming. It passed, but it wasn't signed yet.
Thank
you, guys.
Anybody else that have any questions, please see Ms. Cunningham in the back. Ms. Cunningham, if you could join us for a little bit, I appreciate it. Thank you. The Department of Parks. Last but not least.
Yes, indeed. Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Jim Morris. I'm from the Brooklyn Commissioner's Office in New York City Parks. We have a quick presentation for you guys about Gateway Estates Park. It's a kind of a newer park that opened in the fall of 2023. We have a prefabricated public restroom building that we're looking to install in that park. Again, don't want to take too much time. We do have a presentation, and we also want to have some time to answer some questions at the end. But I'm going to shift over to Israel Wertenthal. He's an architect from our Capital Division. We'll be able to go through the presentation really quick. We'll make it as fast as possible, give time for questions at the end.
Thank you, Jim. So again, my name is Israel. I'm an architect. I work for Parks Capital Projects out of Olmsted in Queens. We're excited to present the Gateway prefabricated restroom building for you. So in general, this is new city initiative. We're trying to find alternative cheaper, more time-saving options for getting restrooms in parks, which serves everyone. And we're excited to bring that here to you today. So just a quick overview, we're in Gateway Park. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the site. We're not in a flood zone, and predominantly first 1 and 2 family use spaces around it with a large commercial district as well. There's a few parks in the area, notably Birmingham Playground a few blocks away, which has a toddler park, and Linden Park to the north. Quick overview of the existing conditions of the park. So this park, as many of you know or are aware, opened up recently at the end of 2023. We have predominant features or a basketball court, some adult fitness equipment, a large synthetic turf, and a skate park. Very useful need for a bathroom here. It's a pretty large space. The landscape, when they developed this park, the landscape team did anticipate a restroom building going here, so they laid the groundwork for us with running some utilities for us. So that was a good coordination between the two units. So we're taking over the northeastern part of the park. Right now there's some painted games there, which is like a temporary placeholder until we can get our project together. So you can see the highlighted area there. That's where we're going to be placing our new structure. A few pictures of the existing conditions. You can see the area with the painted games right along the pathway that leads into the park. And here's a proposed site plan. We have the restroom unit that's raised 2 feet off the ground, and it's accessed with a stair ramp assembly, access on either side, so you can get there from the street in the corner or from the south end if you're in the park already. So here's the layout of the restroom, of the building. It's about 400 square feet, 2 separate male and female restrooms, 3 fixtures each with a lavatory and a mechanical space inside. This is a 4-season restroom. It's going to be operational all year round. A quick rendering. There'll be steel ramp and stair assembly, painted steel siding, and interior fixtures and finishes will be just the same as any, all the park's restrooms in our portfolio. And that's it. Any questions?
Board Member Duran, Linson,
Thank you, and we're excited to bring it to you guys.
Is there another board member that have a question? Board Member Bullock?
Are these bathrooms prefabricated? And I just want to know, I know Parks has carpenters. Are you going to? My question is, are you going to use carpenters to build the prefabricated? I'm not sure if they're prefabricated or not. But,
So these are prefabricated. There's various vendors throughout the country actually that make them, but they're not locally fabricated within New York City.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I'll take one question from the community. Go ahead, yeah, you.
Sorry, can you speak?
Started.
Oh, it's in design right now, so we're first in the process of designing it. It has to go through, get approvals, get bid out, and then eventually, it'll get constructed. Sorry, what's the question? How many will work on them? It's going to get bid out publicly, so a general contract. Parks puts out capital projects, and there's a formal bidding process. So, if there's a contractor who's licensed contractor can bid on the project. You're asking specifically about the prefabricated unit. That's bid out also, so the contractor can.
Board Member Floratino. One mic.
Wow. Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is we're coming up with a portfolio of various options. You may have heard about the Portland Loo, so that's a smaller prefabricated structure. This is a larger prefabricated structure. Each serve different purposes. So the goal, like you had acknowledged, is that it's a pilot. When it's successful, we can implement it throughout many sites across the 5 boroughs. Ultimately, it'll come out to elected officials determining and reaching out to parks with capital funding, as necessary. They'll have essentially a list of options that that are available that we can offer, and then elected officials will choose what we want, and working obviously with the community to decide that. Okay. Any more questions?
Any more questions from board members? So my understanding, the ask from you is what, a letter of recommendation? Okay.
Yeah,
Approval. Okay. So you didn't go to the Parks Committee?
We did.
Okay, and what was the outcome of that?
I don't think was there a formal vote?
Mr. Riggins?
Or Rose?
Come up.
Thank you. Thank you guys for your presentation once again. Just to let you know, we have not voted on this item as of yet. Our plan is to do it at our next meeting because there was a lot of confusion within the district and we wanted to make sure that everybody's voice was heard. Some of us, a lot of the committee like the proposal, so I'm pretty sure we get a letter, but we're going to make that determination at the next meeting. I am co-chair for Parks, Sanitation, and Environmental. My co-chair is Aura, sitting over there. You want to come up, Aura? You guys got any questions about that? Or that's plain? That's clear?
What's that?
You got any questions about what I just said? Is that clear?
Yeah, we talk after.
There you go. Thank you.
So you guys are going to go back to them in April so that you can...
We didn't know that part, but I'd love to speak with the park committee afterwards. So.
Okay. So thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
The community is excited about having it, but just to do things right and in order, it needs to come from the committee first, voting out of the committee, and then it goes to the general board.
We've been in communication with the parks throughout the process, so we just want to make sure it's done right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.